first started out, I said, you all don't know how blessed we are. As you can see, by Mo and his beautiful bride and all those beautiful babies, we've been blessed tonight. We truly have. And so I'm going to keep my comments brief because we still have babies here. We got to get them home to bed. And they'll still be past their bedtime. But I want to stop and pause. All this was made possible because of Miss Jennifer. She's right back there. There he is. Yep. So you have. I don't know where the water came from. I don't know where the food came from. I don't know where anything came from. John just showed up and smiled. So that's the way it works. Yep. So I want to talk to you all just a little bit. First, I want to tell you, there's this old Marine. And as you all know, I spent 27 years in the Marine Corps. I had a lot of old Marines. I was trained by Vietnam veterans. And this old Vietnam veteran loved to golf. I mean, he was a golfer. Everywhere, every base he was at, he golfed. Hawaii, California, Nevada. He loved to golf. So when he retired, he was kind of worried. Now, hold on. What if when I die, there's no golf in heaven? That could be an issue. So he goes to his preacher and says, hey, preacher, here's the deal. I need to know if there's golf in heaven. So I'm going to take a trip out to Colorado. I'm going to do some golf between here and there. And I need you to talk to St. Peter, and I need to know, is there golf in heaven? So the old Marine takes off. He takes a road trip. He golfs some great golf courses. I mean, awesome. Head down to Augusta and was able to get on there one of the off seasons. Had a great time. Went over to Colorado and golfed in the mountains. He came back home and he said, listen, preacher, here's the deal. I had a great I had a great time, but I got to know, is there golf in heaven? Preacher said, I got some good news and I got some bad news. He said, what do you want first? He said, well, I want the good news. I got to know. He goes, well, you're in luck. There's golf in heaven. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. There's par threes if you just want a 2-hour. There you can golf Augusta in heaven. He's like, oh, yes. He's jumping up and down. Yes, that's all I wanted to know. Preacher says, do you want to know the bad news? He goes, I don't know. I just love this. He goes, well, what is the bad news? He said, you tee off tomorrow at 06. But I'll get back to some more Mo stuff here. Mo and so many people around me have inspired me. This gentleman right here in front of me, some people, you all know him. I'm here today because of him. And so my daddy had an unexpected accident. I never knew he wrecked a 3-wheeler, a tractor, a car, a truck. And last year, God said, I need you. And he hit a culvert last year and he passed away. He broke our heart. He left way too soon. Only a couple months after that, I and my wife prayed. And we said in our heart, John Rose is running for governor. He had already told us that. And I asked him, he said yes. I said, John, I'm going to run for your seat. And I talked to Renee and I said, listen, God has blessed us beyond words. I can't even tell you. Mo does it in songs. I'll tell you in words. I'm blessed beyond words. And she kind of shook her head a little bit left and right until I finally got to go north and south. And we said we'd do it. But we knew then we had to have a team together. And we knew we would not make $1 million. And it's important that you all understand that. It's important that we not make $1 million. Because that $1 million will come from PACs and special interests. How do I represent you when I'm beholden to someone that got me elected outside the 6th district? So we prayed and we brought Miss Jen on and my good friend Mark, and it all spawned from a time that I and a friend were down at a store, and we're trying to solve all world's problems every Wednesday morning. We love God. We see where the country's going. He says, you either run or you shut your cake hole. So here I am, still running my cake hole. And so Renee agreed that we have been blessed beyond words. We married 10 days before I went to the Marine Corps. And after we married, she stood by my side all 27 years in the Marine Corps. And was anybody here that heard Renee speak in Livingston at the Reagan Day dinner? Yeah. I came home. Listen, I was speaking in Cumberland County. She's over in Livingston. She finished speaking. I finished speaking. My phone's ringing. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, your wife. Listen, a grown man came up to her with tears in his eyes. He said, I really like Jon. Jon's a great guy, but I love you. And let me tell you, 2 professional politicians spoke that night, and my wife spoke. And they done a poll the way they're supposed to. They done a straw poll after that, and she won that straw poll. She says it's our campaign. I agree it is our campaign, but she done an incredible job, and she never, ever took credit for what she done. And I begged her. She's an accountant, so she had to have every T crossed and every I dotted. And I said, please brag on yourself. Tell them what you did while I was deployed. Tell them all the Marines and the families and the generals' wives, everything you had to do while I was deployed. She wouldn't do it. So y'all got the Jon version. But a woman walks up to her and she says, Renee, I can't wait till the next time you're speaking. And she said, never again. She's an incredible human being. She dresses me. She really does everything. She does. And she's given me this. And she agreed, Jon, you've really been given a lot in this life. And your service can't be over. But you realize what you're going against, right? You're going against a political machine you don't even know. And I said, I don't. I really don't care. Because I believe in the glory of God and His mercy. If you all known how I'm even here today, deploying with Marines to combat zones around this world and making it back, that's truly called the hedge of protection around I and my Marines. Now, I have a teacher here. Miss Davis, are you still here? Ah, too bad. Now, Miss Davis was my 5th grade teacher. Let me tell you, she's supposed to be here because, listen, I was the deviant. I know she's not going to admit I was horrible. And she heard about me because the year before that, the first day of class, the teacher said, and Jackie, I think you weren't at Carthage Elementary, but she said, go ahead, you got everything filled out, put your Jon Henry on top, turn your paper in. Jon Henry. So she's going through them. She stops, she says, all right, who's a smart aleck? I'm not a smart aleck, so I sit there. Oh, nobody's going to own up to it? You're not going to stand up? This is a class full of kids. Okay. If you put Jon Henry on your paper, stand up. And I'm like, oh. My buddies looked at me, go ahead. So I stood up. And she said, good. Go see Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson was the principal. So I got up and I walked out the door. And as soon as I walked through the principal's door, he said, Jon Henry, why are you in here? I said, I put my Jon Henry on my paper. He commenced to laugh, and he thought that was hilarious. So he says, come on, Jon, let's go. So we walked down to Mr. Roberts' class, and we walked in. She said, did you talk to him? He said, yep, this is Herman Henry's son. She goes, what? Great. Anyway, we all laughed. I didn't get a whooping. even though I probably deserved it, and I went back. So I'm sure that's how Miss Davis knows me, because I was the deviant to put Jon Henry on his paper. But I want to tell you all something that I know. So not only did we win that straw poll, because people say, oh, if you vote for Jon Henry, you're throwing it away. You're throwing your vote away. Let me tell you how wrong that is. We knew that we would not have $1 million. So we applied the old tobacco work ethic to it. And we started 2 months before the other two got in. So for 13 months this month, we've been running. And whether it's on the weekend, from the time I get off on Friday until Sunday where we observe church, that whole time and every day. Last night I was in Lebanon because we picked Wilson County up, putting signs up till after midnight. You see, because that's the idea. If you're going against the money, you better work harder than the money. And so what we've done is every single day we could get out. We stood in the Macon County Fair 5 out of 7 days. One of the counties that was cut out of our map. Well, we stood there to meet people. Lebanon, the State Fair, we were there. Smith County Fair. Anywhere I could get what's called sweat equity. I see you, I shake your hand, I tell you my story, boom, that's a vote. Who else are you going to vote for? You got military in your family? You got farmers in your family? I'm blessed. I've been both. I'm still both. And that's why we're here today. And Ms. Jennifer's theme was we honor our farmers and our service members. And so, thank you. This campaign has never been about me. It's about the mercy that our Lord Jesus Christ has showed I and Renee for me to even be here. And we said when we ran this campaign, how would you run a campaign? Well, first, you wouldn't want to be holding special interest. I said, okay, here we go. Let's work. What else would you want? You'd want somebody to represent you that's a service member like somebody in your family. Got that one? But moreover, over any of that, you want somebody that loves the Lord God with all his heart, soul, and strength. And we do. Now, most of you all heard my platform. If you hadn't, I'm not going to go through that whole spiel because we talk about agriculture. You talk about when Mo talk, we've got to say something for our children. Those poor little children of Mo's, they can't farm. They can't do it. Second thing we talk about is industry. We have to bring industry back. That's all I hear from county mayors is we don't have a tax base. That's right, because you ran off in 1994 by electing a bunch of derelicts up in Congress, and NAFTA came to town. And the third thing we talk about, most importantly of all of it, is education. We're in this situation because over 50 years, we have let communism, the government has to run everything, creep into everything we do. And our school teachers are beholden to that all-American dollar that comes from the U.S. government. And that has to stop now. I use this little thing. Pete Hegseth last year brought all the generals in because he wanted to look them eyeball to eyeball. He said, okay, boys, here's the deal. And girls, if there's any in here, you will get the woke out of the United States military. And it will happen. And he wanted to make sure we're all here in person so you can see that DEI garbage is done. Your quotas for whatever it may be is done. It's over. And in our campaign, we say we need to get the woke out of our education. And that's important. But let me get back to that straw poll again. And my team will tell you, we've been to Reagan Day dinners where the big money folks, they'll buy 6 or 8 tables. And then they'll give the pieces of paper out before we even get there. So every time you walk in, you get a piece of paper and write your name on it and put it in a box. Before we ever get to speak, you've already cast a vote. So I'll get up there and I'll wipe the floor with them, because I get up there and get everybody all fired up. And they're like, oh, they gave us the slips before you got up there. And they'll win the straw poll. But we were in Van Buren County, and they done a straw poll like it's supposed to happen, and all 3 of us spoke. Do you know I not only came in first, I doubled the second place votes? But there's something behind that. This small group of people right here can turn this election. This will be most likely the lowest turnout of any election from numbers in Tennessee ever. And if you look at the trends, and everybody has a card, I think I've shaken everybody's hand. You send me a text, I'll send you the voter percentage by all 95 counties. If you're in a county that has 22% voter turnout in the presidential election of 2024, remember everybody gets out during the presidential election. If you're 22%, you're above average. This is an off presidential election. The numbers will be through the floor. What does that mean for us? That means for the last 13 months, all those people that I've shaken hands with, and they've looked at me and goes, wow, that's who we'll vote for. Along with you reaching out, when you pick your phone up, everybody in there, people don't know who to vote for. I'm being honest. People don't know who to vote for. And so, if you tell them, any of you all here, you call your friend and say, Bob, I need you to vote for John. That's all they need to hear. You just took a load off me. They're not going to research it. They're not going to do anything. I mean, they'll like the name Jon Henry, but hey, that's easy to vote for. So that's important. Now, Mr. Mark back there is standing up in the back. And here's another way we can take a chink out of their armor. Renee made that up, and what that is that's the talk radio stations. Now listen, people that listen to talk radio vote. They vote. So what we've done is we've gone and we called them and found out what their rates were. We're going to strike the iron at just the right time. And if you want to be on the Dan Mandis show, it's going to be my voice, and I'm just going to tell them, my name's Jon Henry. I'm a United States, a 27-year Marine, farmer. I'm running for U.S. Congress. I'm telling you, when people hear that, that's all they need to hear. They connect with them. So Renee's got it here. If you want to sign up, because sometimes people don't like to donate money. They don't. They want to see where their money goes to. I had a farmer come to me and he said, listen, I and my family will make a substantial donation to your campaign. As a matter of fact, a young man asked me, he said, where's the largest donation you've gotten? And I said, a farmer. He said, I want something I can see. I don't want to give you money. I want something I can see. And so just about every single sign that you see on the road, a farmer and his family paid for those. And that may be you too. Yeah, a farmer. Yeah, that's right. And that may be you too. You want to hear or you want to see your donation? Well, first of all, I never touch donations, so I don't know anything about it. My accountant wife, they can take it. But if you want to, you sign up on there. I think the prices are on there. If you want to be on Dan Mandis show in the morning, because that's what you like, sign up for one. My name, my commercial, my 30-second commercial will play one per hour. Yeah. So these are back here. You all can sign up. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Because you know me, I don't like microphones. Oh my gosh. Marines are anti-microphone. Okay, so what I have here is, say you love Dan Mandis. It costs $60 if you want our commercial to be mentioned in one day, or one time an hour. If you want more than that, so it's $60. It is $50 for Chris Hand. I don't know how Chris Hand is cheaper than Dan Mandis, but I love me some Chris Hand. But he's $50, so 30 seconds, $50. Kind of wish I was in that business, right? And then Matt Murphy's a little bit more expensive. He's $75. Now, if you want a full day of hearing Jon Henry, it's $185. It'll play on all those. That's right. So each one of those. Now, if you want to do that, and we have enough people, you have friends that want to do that, see, that's how you start taking the chink out of the big money. Big money. We're working right now on having one mailer. Who's got a mailer so far from my competitors? Yeah. I think I've got my competitors. I think have sent 10 out. It costs about $20,000 to $30,000 every time you see one of those. Now let's set that up right quick. I'll go back on the mic. Let's set that up right quick. $20,000 to put that mailer in your mailbox. At least $20,000. So what these people have done is since they came in the race, they've gone around and collected money, 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 while we've worked and worked and worked and worked. And so this last month, they're going to take all the money that they've gotten from other people and they're going to spend it. Man, that's who I want going to D.C., collecting all the taxes and spending all the money. We understand that, and that's why we've not done that, because we don't think you would do that. And so what we've done is we worked and worked and worked to meet people, and now we'll put commercials on the radio, little snippets. They're going to love it. And then we'll try to get one mailer. And the reason I'm getting one mailer out is because a lot of voters, not a lot, a number of voters don't do the computer. And some of them don't do TV. But if they get a mailer that's got this big knucklehead Marine and his little camo on there and pictures of his beautiful wife on there, they'll be like, Roger that. So that's what we're going to work on. So if you want to sign up for that, it's on the back table. That's great. What else can you do? Wow, that went a long way. Did you see that? What else can you do to help us push this across the finish line? Well, first of all, we're going to continue to work. I'm not stopping. August 6th comes, I'll probably still be bouncing out after that. Yard signs, we got more yard signs you can stake a stick at. I got 4x4s out there. Do you have a good place, a friend, a business that you have? You can put a 4x4? Listen, you just tell me the address. I'll come put it there. No, I'm not against work here. What else? Well, obviously, if you ever wanted to, write a check and be within the boundaries there, we'll use that for everything that we do. But I want you all to remember that this race can be won. But you have to have the faith that we have, that I'm not elected, I'm selected. If God says, that's the truth. And why do I say that? Because God puts it on our heart who to vote for. Even if you go in and guess, God puts that on your heart. And I truly believe that this election, God will put it on people's hearts. Let's go with the outsider. Let's go with the one who is not beholden to the money. Let's go with him. And I believe that's going to happen. For you to volunteer at one of our poll stations, you just see Miss Jennifer. She'll line you up. We'll get you to the poll station. We'll get you a Marine T-shirt and a Marine sign and, a ball-peen hammer if you want to threaten on them. Don't do that. Yeah. Right? So you just yell at them, vote for the Marine, and they'll stop almost every single time if you do that. Vote for the Marine. Excuse me? No doubt. It'll happen. I want us to stop and pause and finish up here because we got to get home. And I want to say a quick prayer for Venezuela. Right now, we just know that they had a horrible, does anybody know the death toll as of now? Thousands. Yeah, if you'd remove your cover, I just want to pray for these folks. Dear God in heaven, as we finish up tonight, let's remember all the folks in Venezuela right now. Those folks, we think the death toll is going to be climbing into the thousands. Please be with them as we send troops over there, as we send folks over to help. We send funds over there to help. God, have mercy on those people. Be with them tonight. Provide for them. Let us come quickly to their aid, to their relief, and let us recover as many people as possible. It's with your saving grace. Amen. I want to finish off with that. I want to tell you all how much I think. I think Mo and his family are probably the exact example we need here tonight to bring glory to God through music, through message, and I'll bring glory through God as a candidate for U.S. Congress. It's all about contacting people. Nobody knows who to vote for. If they don't hear from you, they're going to vote for a commercial, a flyer, or some other crazy YouTube, whatever. May God be with every single one of you all. Thank you so much for your love.